You doing your puzzle? Are you serious?
No, it can't be here. It's going to distract me.
I don't want... We're going to be recording. I'm going to be...
Talking about something.
I'm going to be in a deep story and look over and you're 9 pieces in and you look up and you go, huh? What's that?
What?
You're doing your puzzle.
I know. I can't help it if it's here.
Yeah. Well, that's okay.
Take the rabbits in.
I love puzzles.
You do love puzzles. It's really
do.
cute.
I made you because I got locked out of my Facebook because I got hacked and I can't go on Marketplace anymore and get secondhand puzzles.
I know.
Which is my favorite thing. And
Wait.
so I made Danny go on my Facebook Marketplace for me.
And it was weird because I was like, I don't want to bother explaining to this girl, hey, this is for my girlfriend. Her Facebook got it. Like, oh, that all felt unnecessary. But then I stepped in it because then the whole time I was like, okay, yep, no worries. That sounds good. And then I went, okay, sweet. Yeah, she wants them. She'll pick them up. And I'm like, oh, I've introduced a new character here. There's been no mention of she. She might think I'm a hacker now.
Which always confuses the Marketplace people. You can never confuse the Marketplace people because it's so tenuous as it is.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, they just want to get this thing done.
Yeah, you can't, yeah. And they would have so many people wasting their
Can't
time.
confuse them.
No, 100%.
I just got a piece.
Oof, stop doing
Sorry.
your puzzle.
We're going to have to put it away.
No, it's
I
fine.
think.
You can do it if you want.
No. I'm focused.
You're just as bad as me with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. We've got to now get this. Yeah. Don't you nah me. This is my.
You're doing
This
it.
is me doing. You know. This is my one.
What's Rebirth? Is that another one?
No, Final Fantasy VII Part 2 Rebirth. Jamie Kirk gave it to
Oh,
us.
that's what it's called. You never refer to it as Rebirth. That's the
What
first
did I
thing
refer to it as?
Just
Just
FF.
fucking stupid, fucking dumb, fucking dumb.
Just my game. That's what you called it.
I never call it. Maddie, could you please intro the show? 3, 2, 1.
Hello.
See, that was good, and you put a lot of oomph into it, and I appreciate the effort because I know that you're sick at the moment.
I'm trying my best.
So you've been sick, so I've been quarantining and just going, oh, God.
Just praying that you don't get sick.
Just praying that I don't get sick.
And you
now-
haven't yet, so it's worked. Sort of.
Yeah, that's right. No, I know. Well, I was away for a day and a half. I was at Simon's. So shout out Simon Bosco, friend of the pod.
Hi, Simon.
I was at his house. Anyway, welcome everyone to remember that.
God, the most rambling intro we've ever done, I think.
Today, we are talking about my first job. So, Maddie, what was your first job?
Well, my first real job was retail.
Mm-hmm.
I've never, because I know you've worked in hospitality, but I
Have
didn't.
I?
Yeah.
I didn't work in hospitality.
Yeah, you did.
What did I do?
Maccas.
Oh, right. We're calling that hospitality?
Well, it is.
We're calling that hospitality. Yeah. I would go down and work at Maccas, and then I'd go out on a Sunday night down with the hospo crew to hospo nights, and I'd be high-fiving all the chefs and waiters and bar staff and go, oh, Sunday night, couldn't have come sooner, am I right? Hospo. I don't know if I'd called McDonald's hospitality.
It's you and the strippers.
I don't know if I'd call that hospitality. That's a strong word, I think.
It is, isn't it?
I mean, I don't know. It's kind of fast food,
Yeah,
right?
but-
It's kind of takeout, like hospitality.
Yeah.
You're not even cooking. You're just
you kind of
you're
are.
unpackaging what they sent and putting it on a grill, and that, you know what I mean. You're not.
Let's not downplay Macca's, okay? It's
all
a very
right.
respectable French restaurant.
Yes. I did. You're right. And I had a Gordon Ramsay-like character as the manager there.
You probably
What are
did.
you? That's a Big Mac sauce.
Piece of shit. Yeah, so I worked at Target.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, can I actually, before we go into Target, because lots of questions about Target, let's go back And I just want to check if there was any sort of jobs that you had, because one, you kind of grew up on a farm. I know there was a macadamia farm in the story of Maddie. Were there any sort of allocated jobs or anything that you had there?
Like in the country.
Responsibilities, yeah. Like something that you got pocket money for instance. Your first kind of, introduction to working. You're looking at me like, no, and I'm like, this doesn't surprise me. Yeah. Like the fact that most of our relationship is, Danielle, I can't do it. Danielle, do it. You didn't have me back then,
No.
You had time.
Yeah, not really, actually. Okay. We had animals and stuff, so I looked after them a bit.
Yeah, but not in a way of like
feeding the animals.
Yeah, right. Oh, okay, feeding them. That's jobby.
We used to check the rain gauge.
What's the rain gauge? What's that?
It's a little container you put outside that measures how much rain you got.
What would you? How old were you? How old were you?
Little.
What would you do with that information?
It was more.
What would you do with that information?
I'd report back.
6 mils.
Yeah, exactly.
You start evacuating the house. What's going on, Maddie? What's going on, mate? Get in the fucking car. 6 mils. Like you just every time
6
you
meals
evacuate.
overnight.
6 meals overnight. Well, what does that mean? It means we're going to be underwater in 2 hours. It's like sprinkling. Maddie, we don't have to evacuate every time.
I did used to clean the pool.
Oh!
Like our
Hello?
pool.
6 mils in the rain cage, minus a mil in no chlorine. Hydration and water across the board at this place is absolutely unregulated.
Yeah, me being like the weatherman.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, when it was mainly when we'd go for a swim, Dad would be like, go to the bottom and pick up the leaves and things.
Right. So you made that. Yeah. That was a game. That was always a game. Hey, that's a good move as a parent with a pool.
Yeah.
Make it a game for the kids to get the leaves.
Yeah.
Don't get a barracuda.
But usually it was, you'd find spiders under there. Because you know how the spiders would get trapped in the air bubbles?
No.
Yeah.
And as a spider lover, this is
survive
heartbreaking.
under there. No, they'd survive. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. No, I didn't know that. That's
but then
great.
you'd find all sorts of scat things in the filter, that.
Yes.
Like lots of dead things and
condoms.
I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of the parts of the rain carriage. What is this doing in here? That means the last 6 months we've had inaccurate readings. That means basically the last 8 months of research are down the drain. It's like, what are you researching? Like, what?
I've got a little spreadsheet.
What are you doing with this information?
No, it was a fun thing. You'd go report how much rain was in there.
But what would be done with the information?
No, you just know.
Wouldn't it be funny if you were appointed, like, for all of New South Wales? Like, you didn't even know this. You didn't know this as a kid, but they were like, just like
relying on me.
No, we've got somebody appointed.
We've got someone.
Yeah.
Someone.
It's 4 meals today.
But it was exciting when we had a big storm and stuff. You'd go check the rain.
Oh, it'd be off the charts.
Oh, and sometimes you'd forget to empty it. That was a disaster. And sometimes I would.
Forget to empty it.
Yeah.
All of it would be down. This is a dangerous job.
Get an inaccurate reading.
Yeah.
All hell would break loose. I also used to crack the macadamias. That wasn't really a job though. Like that was more just for fun.
That was you just fucking up the macadamia farm.
No, with the nutcracker.
Yeah.
You're not one of the ones that look like a doll. We just had, it was a round thing and you'd put it kind of looked like a weed grinder.
Okay.
You put the macadamia in it and then you go, yeah.
Oh, and it just crack.
Sometimes.
And then you'd eat it?
If you put it in, I'd eat it.
Or you put it in next to the rain carriage?
The rain gauge.
And I've done. Oh, sorry. Rain gauge.
Carriage. Gauge.
Rain gauge.
Yes.
Sorry, jeez.
God.
Get your information right.
Anyway, so I didn't really have proper jobs when I was a kid, but my first job was at Target.
Target.
Yeah,
How old?
Target.
How old were you?
I was probably about 15, I think.
15.
15, 16. And the funny thing is that I have two sisters. We all worked at Target.
Yeah, wow. You're a Target family.
Target
yeah,
family.
wow.
And we had the sweetest manager at Target. We were friends with her. And, you know, because Phoebe worked there first, she became friends with our manager, Penny.
Yep.
And then they just hired me because they're like, oh, she's Phoebe's sister.
Wow. And then the same thing with Eva.
Yeah.
So you all made a relatively good impression.
So how it works, right, is you work in a department.
Right.
You have a specific department you're assigned to.
What was your department?
Shoes.
Yeah. Was that the Shan trait? Did all the Shan girls go through shoes?
I think so, but I briefly did kids' clothes as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Right. I assume with the shoe department, you're touching people's feet. You're doing sizing. What's
Oh,
happening?
generally not really. There's
Okay.
not much customer service involved, honestly.
What do you do?
'Cause
Yeah, this is the thing. This is the thing. They scatter you motherfuckers out on the floor and you walk up and people see you and just go, no, I'm not talking to you. No, that's not my job. That's not my job.
Yeah, pretty much. We weren't really taught much customer service. It was more just sort of
Interesting.
merchandising, putting out the merchandise. We did a lot of unpacking. I remember once I got to talk over the loudspeaker. That was quite a moment.
Hey everyone, Maddie here. What did you do? What did you say? What did you say? Again, that probably would have been one thing I got let to do once and never again. You know, that's they wouldn't have-
like the bell ringing at school,
100%.
at my school.
What did you say? What was the announcement?
Oh, I wish I said something funny, but it was mostly just to page another department and get them to call you.
Oh, I would have loved to have heard you do that.
So you'd be like, attention staff.
Yeah, attention staff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're attention
Or-
staff. So
or a
attention staff.
specific-
So just anyone.
Or a specific.
So hey, anyone? Yeah. Attention staff. Anyone? Anyone nearest
Anyone out
the phone? Anyone that actually listens to this? Go on.
No, maybe it was a specific member of staff. You know, it was like, attention, Emily.
Yeah, I was going to go with Emily too.
Call 135. Emily, 135.
You're in trouble, Emily. 135. That's how they always did the announcements as well.
Yes.
Did they teach you how you got to specifically do it in that tone? Did they go, so when you do the announcements, you got to go, Tom Gleason has
No,
a bit about that.
I was pretty good at it.
Yeah?
You know, I have a voice for radio.
Yeah, when you used to do the announcements, they go, she'd sound good on a
Yeah, she
podcast.
could do a podcast. I was very scared to do it though.
Oh, yeah. I feel like even I would have been,
Yeah,
you know,
it was
and
scary.
you know, even doing stand-up and this and working in this field for years, I feel like it's something, you know, it's
Something daunting about it.
Yeah. It's like with this, I get to edit it. With stand-up, I can see the audience. With that,
Yeah.
you're saying it to people are there and they're not in it. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the general public.
So would you, I would feel like after I did the announcement, I'd want to be like, oh shit, run away.
Yeah, I did.
yeah,
Well, I
yeah.
didn't run away, but I,
Yeah.
I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And our boss, there's always one of those women in retail. Sort of
Careful.
That just is
Careful.
though, it's true. Sort of middle
Don't
age.
get me fucking started on women. No,
and
go
they
on.
they always think their job is the most important thing in the world.
Oh, yeah.
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 So she was a Karen, but we didn't have a word for Karen back then. But funnily enough, her name was Sharon.
Oh, there you go. So she fit the mold perfectly. Yeah.
You know, with the bob,
Oh, yeah.
the Karen hairstyle and
yeah,
everything.
Sure.
They've been there for years.
Yes.
They're very set in their ways.
They take it seriously.
very seriously.
Yeah.
Like, it's so important.
Yeah. That was,
And everyone was scared of her.
100%. Yeah.
Shout out to Sharon if you're listening.
I know exactly what you're talking about. And it's just like, yeah, this has become their life. And it's like, yeah, you don't see that you're working for a huge conglomerate that does not give a fuck about
Doesn't
you. Like,
care. Yeah.
Like, who cares,
Yeah.
man? Who cares if we don't hit targets for these pricks? Like, you know?
He said it.
What?
Target.
Ah! Did you have KPIs? Did you have targets?
No, God,
No,
no.
because there was no customer service.
Not really.
So your job, I'm guessing then, was well tell me like what if not customer service.
Yeah.
What was your job? What
Not
did you do?
much. Like mostly merchandising, putting out the merch.
Yeah.
Cleaning up, making sure everything's tidy.
Yeah.
Because you know how people just come and fuck it up and throw
Sure.
things everywhere.
Yeah.
And I can't remember what else. We'd set up shelves and everything like that.
Mm.
So merchandising.
You know what's really funny? As a customer,
Yeah.
if I had two options, one, I can go into a store that's a little bit messy, a little bit out of place, but the second I walk in, somebody will run up and go, "What do you need? Follow me. I'll go and get it, and we'll go
We'll go
do this
together.
We'll get you out of here as quickly as possible." Or a complete spotless, beautiful, nice store, but the second you see someone that works there, they go and they run away. I'm telling you, I'm taking option one because Bunnings is shit too.
So,
Yeah.
but the thing is, we didn't really get taught customer service, but the customers expected it and expected us to know
Yeah.
everything.
As a customer,
Yeah. So I got absolutely roasted by this old couple once because I didn't know where these men's underwear they had the catalogue on them.
Oh,
It was this
no.
old lady and I didn't know where it was.
Was it a really hot model? No, I want to get these for him. Okay, our marriage is dead. We haven't had sex in years. I think if he wears these undies, I can fantasize and escape. You're like, I don't know where they are. Well, now our marriage is over. So, no, what did they say to you?
And I didn't know. And she was getting really frustrated with me. And she goes, "I want to speak to your manager." And I was like,
"Oh, no."
"Okay."
Yeah.
And I went and got Penny, our mate Penny.
And Penny was like, "Why did you talk to them? You're not supposed to talk to people out there."
And I went to the lunchroom and cried.
"Oh, honey. Oh, I want to kill this old couple now."
No, I was so upset.
"Oh,
But
honey, that sucks."
another guy that worked there, Michael, he was so sweet. And he's like, "Don't worry about that." He gave me a big hug. He's like, "Don't
Good.
worry about it."
Good.
Like, he's
Good
like,
boy,
"They're just-"
Michael. Good boy.
He was lovely.
Yes, I love him. I want to give him a hug.
Oh, so funny.
I'm glad that someone was there to.
But just the
You know.
things they expect from kids. And
Yep.
and just not being nice to people, kids working in retail. I think.
Oh, the expectations of a 14-year-old or a 15-year-old to handle your inquiry is insane. It's like this person's also at school.
Yeah, they don't care.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's wild. Yeah.
It's so wild.
100%.
But, the ultimate department that everyone wanted to work in.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Electronics?
Yes.
Yeah, because the games.
I guess.
And the movies.
And the iPods.
And the iPods, Daniel. Get me one.
Yeah, the movies.
What do you mean the iPods?
Well, you felt special as well because things were locked in the glass cabinets and you got to have keys.
Yeah. So you felt like you were at a gun range or something. There's a 5-day waiting period for the iPod 3.
Yeah, basically.
We don't want you fucking running out there and playing U2 or I don't know.
And scandals, there was one scandal that happened
Ooh.
while I was working there.
Okay.
A girl who worked in the electronics department.
Yeah.
And I was kind of mates with her. There was a rumor going around that she was having an affair with the department manager.
Oh my gosh, this is a real juicy scandal. I thought you were going to be like, she mislabeled. She was in shoes when she was supposed to. You're like, so she made people's lives fall apart. Like,
And I can't remember if he had recently been divorced or if he was still married.
okay, forgive my interruption. Now, just because I interrupted with that stupid riff, paint the love triangle for me. The girl was in electronics.
Mm-hmm.
She was having an affair with...
The electronics department manager, I believe, or he might have been in the toy section.
They are the hottest ones, generally. Generally, the dudes in the toy department, I don't know why, hottest dudes.
But the
for sure.
toys and electronics were right next to each other.
I do remember that. Because you go video games and toys. Yeah.
The way I remember it is that the wife worked there as well.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Wow.
But I might just be making that bit up. But
Yeah.
she she was around from what I can remember, and I can't believe if she was a recent ex or if they were still together. But there was a strong
She was in
rumor
linen.
that the girl in electronics and this older, significantly older, kind of gross guy had
In
a
toys.
thing in toys.
So it was Santa.
It was bald. He didn't have a beard.
Okay.
And they did end up having a relationship.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a strong rumor for a long time because they were really flirtatious sort of in
Sure.
front of everybody.
Yeah.
And it was like a bit secretive.
Yeah.
But then they did go on to get together.
That's interesting. There were a couple of that's super interesting. I understand the electronics desire. For me, it's like put a movie on the screen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's what it is for me.
Yeah.
But Drew, my mate, he used to work at Dick Smith, and he would say that they would have a DVD menu on repeat. And I think he said he specifically hates Shrek. I'm pretty sure it was Drew because they'd leave the DVD menu of Shrek on all day.
Yeah.
And it was a loop that was maybe a minute and a half, maybe less.
That's
do you remember the DVD menu loops and like
Yes.
Donkey would run out and go, hey,
Yeah.
pick me.
Yes.
Like there was an animation they made for
Yeah.
the DVD menu
A little
and it would
bit of
just play
music and-
all day.
no, that's torture. And that has reminded me
Yeah.
of the torture that happened at Target.
Go on.
This was it was the worst part about working there. They would have the same songs
Yep.
on repeat all day for a month. A month.
How big a playlist?
Not, I would say maybe the equivalent of 2 CDs
Yeah,
worth.
wow.
Like,
Wow.
not enough.
It's
And during Christmas. baby,
yeah.
during Christmas.
Some people go the other
Christmas
way with
carols.
that. Some people love that, but I
Let
feel like
me talk.
all right.
Christmas carols on repeat, the same ones for a month.
Yeah. I get it, but some people love that, right?
No,
No.
who loves that?
I don't know. Yeah,
You would drive me
I didn't
insane.
experience that, I guess. I feel like I did at one of my jobs,
It
but
was
hang on.
genuinely a form of torture.
Yeah.
I hated it. Still to this day can't listen to those songs. Like,
What
it
are some of
triggers
the
me.
songs? We won't
okay,
play them because
one
I don't want to get
was
copyright.
Africa by Toto.
Oh, you can't listen to that?
Nope. One was, I almost can now because it is a great song.
Yeah.
But it still triggers me. One was that Leaky Boat song.
I don't know it.
I spent 6 months on a leaky boat. It's horrible.
I don't. I won't play it on the pod because I don't want to get copyrighted.
No, don't play it on the
Yeah.
podcast.
Wow. Yeah. Okay.
And when they come up, I still remember. Oh, and did you know that the playlist they procure
yeah.
it's designed specifically by somebody.
The playlist. So the playlist they
The
put together.
songs they choose are chosen specifically to make people in a shopping mood.
Okay, so they would put a playlist together
Yeah.
to get people into a shopping mood.
Mm.
So what was
Well, Toto, I guess.
Toto Africa? And they changed the lyrics. I'm gonna take some stuff away from here. It's so cheap I can fit it all into my boot. It's just a guy singing over the loudspeaker, like it's not even done well. Yeah, that was the turn that you got. Attention shoppers. There's a sale on Christmas trees, they're 20% off. And don't forget to bring your receipt for discount. Sorry. That would got him in a shopping mood. Like, I don't understand. Why is that a shopping mood? Why does that get me in the mood to shop?
I'm going to spend some money today. Yeah, I don't know. I guess upbeat kind of.
Hey, I believe him. I'm sure their thinking is what is valid. I don't know if the result is.
Let's talk about your first job.
So the first job I kind of ever engaged with from memory was a pamphlet run. Yeah, so
like
delivering pamphlets
like
around
a
the
newspaper boy.
Yeah, but it was
Paper
just
boy.
it was literally just like junk mail.
Okay.
Yeah. It was going around and it was, and boy oh boy, did I get lazy with it.
Did you just dump them in a
boy.
bush?
Eventually.
Did you?
Yeah, eventually.
So
And then it was like we did it once and then we were caught like immediately. Upon reflection, it's like just leave them at your house,
Yeah.
But yeah, apparently they were onto it. And so then the company got contacted and they said, "Oh, hey, you dumped this in a bush or something." Or it was like, "Do you know anything about this?" And then I think I just never called them again. I can't remember. Like I was young.
How young?
Oh boy. I feel like I was still in primary school.
No, really?
So maybe like 12. Yeah.
Surely not. That's illegal.
I definitely don't think I was in high school. Yeah, but you weren't getting paid that much. And I think from memory, it might have been done through the parents or something. I don't know. I wonder if mum or dad or Cherie remembers. But
Your parents like, you need a job? You're 12.
No, I think I just wanted to earn a bit of extra money.
How did you have them in a backpack?
No, I think I just carried like a big bulk of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
really?
Well, they were quite small.
And you just walk like on foot or on your bike?
Yeah, just around my local area. But I don't have much memory of it. But I do remember eventually dumping it in the bush. Yeah. And then getting contacted and caught immediately. Because apparently, there were people, if they didn't get their pamphlets, they would call and complain.
If they didn't get their junk mail
If they didn't get their
pamphlet.
junk mail. Yeah.
Ew.
That was like their Tuesday afternoon. Was seeing what was on.
The favourite part of their day. So Mavis from down the road would notice that she hadn't got her little catalogue.
Well, this is what they said, but I don't know if they said it as just like a
fear thing.
Yeah, just like a hey,
Probably.
like because there wasn't really any checking up process to see whether you'd done it or not. I think they needed to just instill some sense of like, hey, don't just chuck these in your garage and take our money,
Yeah, because I assume nowadays they would have like GPS that they track them with.
What, the pamphlets?
Like no.
Little GPS trackers. Every individual Maddie, it's not the NSA. It's not. Maddie, we're talking Kmart catalogs. You think there's like an operating station where people are looking down with drones to watch these kids deliver them?
No, I mean the people, the delivery people.
Yeah,
they would track their route and stuff, wouldn't they?
It was just a kid.
No, not back then, but now.
They'd give the kid a little GPS tracker.
Yeah, don't you think?
I don't think so.
Well, how else would they?
They go, all right. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to give you these box of pamphlets, and now you're going to wear this little collar like a dog.
No, like probably a device, and they'd put it in their pocket or something, wouldn't they?
No, I don't. No, I think you're.
How else would
I
they?
think you're underestimating even technology as simple as that would still be expensive and stuff. I think. I don't think they. No, my answer is I don't think they would track it.
How else would they check up on them though?
It just said, Beryl's going to call if she doesn't get it.
No,
it worked for me.
No, because so many people would take advantage and they just wouldn't do it.
Well, I think they look. You're right. I wasn't aware of whatever system they had in place to make sure it was getting done. They must have had something,
Yeah, GPS on the pamphlets.
I do know though that. I think there is a potential that maybe they were tight with some of the neighbors, Maybe some of the neighbors were friends of theirs and they'd be like, hey, that little fucking boy that keeps getting nude around the streets. Hey, that little boy.
The drones are watching and you just take off all your clothes.
Yeah.
Dance around in the street. It's raining there.
Oh, don't worry. He's doing his little nude Chippendale dance again. And I'm winking at the drone. Look, you are right. There would have been something. There has
probably
not
to back then, but now.
But I don't think. Yeah, but I don't think there's GPS technology.
There would be.
Where would they put the GPS tracker?
Chat GPT it in their bag or on their scooter or whatever they're driving.
They gave you boxes of pamphlets. That's it.
Yeah.
There was no like.
no, I'm
here's a
not
scooter.
talking about back then. I mean now.
But even now, I don't think these people
I'm looking it up.
who did letterbox deliveries, I really don't think they got that much money.
Okay, this has come up on Google. As the deliverer walks along the street, the GPS device tracks and records the speed, elevation, and route taken. This data is then uploaded to the computer to verify the distribution work was properly carried out.
You're right.
See?
Wow.
Told you.
But this looks like a bigger company. So obviously the
yeah, I'm guessing smaller.
I think there were
wouldn't.
small mum and dad companies that would deliver these for Kmart, and now it looks like some big tech startup has come in and probably does them for everyone. But there was nothing like this when I was a kid.
So how long did you do it for until you got sick of it and put them in
I think
your garage?
I think a couple of months. Yeah, I don't remember for long because then I started high school, and then the first official job I had was at Maccas. And I hated that job. I hated it.
Tell me
As you
about
said,
it.
my first hospitality job. Just Sunday nights were the best though. It'd be down there with all the chefs and all the
Strippers, yeah.
strippers and baristas and stuff. Again, remember a very overly enthusiastic young manager who was doing the training, who was very like
Serious.
yeah. I remember the first red flag was when we were all doing the fry cooking and learning that. Someone in that training group burnt their hand.
Oh.
Or maybe I burnt my hand. And,
Oh,
and he just
God.
looked at it and went, welcome to McDonald's. That's your first official like part of the initiation.
Oh.
Which I was like, that's probably not great.
No
Instead of
first
being
aid.
like, hey, are you okay? To like this kid
Yeah.
who's just come in and like,
You want to put some ice on that?
Yeah.
No, not ice. It should be cold running water.
yeah. I mean, to an extent, I did understand his point. It's like you're around a deep fryer, like it's probably going to happen.
But it's also, you kind of need to provide first aid if something happens at work.
Yeah, oh, definitely. Yeah, you'd be shut down if you did something like that now. But what I remember about it is very little. I remember just going into Fantasyland when I was there and disassociating for 3 months. I lasted 3 months.
I feel like that's you every day, though.
Yeah, I know. But then I got my friend Chris from primary school. You know, it was early high school and he lived down the road, so we were still hanging out. I was just like, I had a shift and I was just like, I just don't want to go.
Fair enough.
I don't want to fucking do this anymore. Like, I can't.
No.
And Chris was like, just quit. And I was like, I'm too scared to quit.
That's an
and he's
option.
like, and he goes, then I'll quit for you. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like,
bless him.
I'll just pretend to be you. So he called up McDonald's and went, by the way, I wanted to say, Chris had a wildly different sounding voice than me. Chris, even still to this day, I saw him maybe like a year ago. He's got and from a very young age, very deep voice. Hello. He's like, hello, hi. Hey. Like he's down here. Where I'm even now as a 35-year-old, hey, how's it going? You know, like wildly different tones.
Yeah.
But I remember Chris just called up and just goes, hey, this is Danny Giles. They're like, oh, yeah, hi. And they're like, yeah, I quit. And they were like, okay. And then hung up. And then I was like, it was such a sigh of relief of like, oh,
Yeah.
you know, in their head, I've spoken to them. And
It's a huge relief.
And then I remember that week in primary school, there were a couple of people from Cromer that worked there. I remember a guy being like, oi, Giles, got your friend to quit for you. And I was like, no, I didn't. And I was like, how did they know? I was like, how did they know? Because Chris sounds like a completely different person, maybe? Maybe that's how they knew.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
So do you think they hung up and they're like, Danny just got his friend
Oh,
to
yeah,
call?
they would have talked about that. They would have laughed about that and made fun of me for like an hour. Why wouldn't he just call up and say it? Why wouldn't he just come in and say it? What a pussy.
It's scary though.
It is scary quitting a
Even
job.
now, I hate quitting jobs. It's so stressful.
Oh yeah. I'm much more comfortable about it now. I don't care now. If it's not
Yeah.
working out, especially when you're our age, if a job's not working out, I think in most scenarios you kind of both know. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They know, unless you get another opportunity or you have to move or something unexpected happens. Or you're presenting really well of like, this is great, and then you curveball. But It doesn't bother me any. It doesn't. I'm not scared of it anymore. But back then, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so you feel like
scary.
you're doing something wrong.
I still do.
Yeah,
You're
and
good
it's so
about
funny
it
because
now.
it's quitting Maccas. It's like their turnover rate must be through the roof.
Yeah,
They
still.
must have thousands of people quit every hour or something. You know?
I know. It's literally a drop in the ocean.
They would be hiring and like people quitting
Every
just
hour,
on a,
yeah.
literally, like just on a constant cycle globally. Like it would mean nothing to them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I hated that job. Hated it.
What did you hate about it?
The repetitiveness, the monotony. I think I would have done better out the front. Welcome to McDonald's. Smile. What do you want?
Where were you?
Oh, yeah, can I get a large Big Mac meal? Great choice, sir. Big Mac meal is one of my personal favorites. I would have kept the transaction. So then after that, I had a job that, because I think everyone dipped their toe or was introduced in the working world in fast food. Okay. Steve did Hungry Jack's, KFC, which was always like, oh, fuck, I would have loved to have done that because I loved KFC. And that was like KFC was like a treat.
But
you know?
it might have been seeing behind the curtain and it would have been horrible to work
No, I knew a few people that worked at KFC and they would bring home crispy strips and all of that stuff that was just like a treat. And
there. You didn't get to bring home Maccas?
No, not really.
Did you get
I
to
never
eat
worked till
much?
close. No. People I watched people that had been there for ages sneak nuggets.
Yeah,
so
as
I
if
used
you
to do that.
wouldn't.
A lot of people did.
Surely
yeah,
they'd
sneak
let you
nuggets.
as well. Like,
You always heard of these rumors of like, oh yeah, Daryl, he got fired because he shat on the grill. I remember that was literally a story. This guy took a shit on the grill. And I remember being like, whoa. And now I'm just like, I don't think that happened.
But also-
I think the logistics of like doing that is
also, why?
very valid point.
Why would you
Like,
do
what are
that?
you that upset about? It's like, listen, I get it. I'm scared to quit too. Like,
Yeah, but yeah.
I don't know.
But just leave a note, you know? You don't have to
yeah,
pop
yes.
on the grill.
You don't have to poop on the grill.
You don't.
Now that's
You
in the
really
training
don't.
video. And remember, if this job doesn't work out, you don't have to poop on the grill. Welcome to the McDonald's family. You don't have to poop on the grill.
You really don't.
But that was a story.
It's
I
so
remember.
unnecessary. Like, so over the top.
But I remember. And like, and then he came on someone's McChicken burger.
Oh.
Like, there was just, you heard all of those stories of like, yeah, there was a guy one time. And now I'm like, I don't think any of
I
those
don't
were
think
true.
that's true, yeah.
I don't think anyone.
Oh, did you hear the rumor of someone got a deep fried rat in their burger?
Now, I think that was true, wasn't it?
Oh, really?
I think so.
Oh, I thought that was
maybe.
just a rumor.
Oh, was that not? Okay, maybe that was a rumor
Oh,
too.
God, maybe.
Yeah.
I thought that was just a urban legend
Oh, probably.
that everyone knew about Maccas.
Yeah. So Maccas I did for a little while, and then the next job that I got, which felt kind of special.
It was KFC.
No, it was Hoyt's.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
It was a good one.
Oh, I'm jealous.
It was a good one.
I wish
it
I
felt
worked at the
bit,
movies.
when I was working at Hoyt's, it felt a bit cool.
Yeah,
because
it
it
is
was
cool.
like I could get my friends cheap tickets.
Yeah.
I could get them in.
Did
for
you
really
get
cheap.
to see free movies?
I could go see movies. You had to call up and say, "Hey, can I get comps for this movie?" Which was really stupid, but you could get $2 tickets.
Cool.
And then the rest of your friends had a discounted rate, I think, or something. So that was a real good perk of being there.
that's awesome.
And it was a fun job while it lasted. But I remember, so you had to feature check cinemas. You had to feature cinema 3, feature check, feature fine. That's what you
What
used
does
to say.
that mean?
So I've checked the feature. It's all working. You walk up and down the aisles, make sure nobody's fingering each other.
What's the...
You know, you do a finger check. They call it.
It's the feature finger
Yeah.
film check. Cinema 3, finger film.
finger check. Feature's fine. 4 fingers. 4 people fingering each other.
No, you just have to report it
Awaiting your
and not
response.
do anything about it.
I'm taking them out.
Just shoot them.
I have a
you
clear
just have to
shot.
report it.
Yeah, 4 fingers. Only 4.
Only 4 this time.
Only 4 this time.
They're like, okay, thank you.
Yeah,
Noted, thank you.
Yeah, it's your rain gauge. And check it. Oh, 6 fingers on Monday. Wow. No, so you do the feature check.
Feature finger film check.
Feature
So
finger film
did you
Yeah.
did you ever find anyone fingering each other?
No. You know what's funny is I don't particularly remember finding anything that scat, but I remember getting thrown out of the cinema a few times because we would go there and get drunk in the cinema because it was just like a thing to do, and we'd sit there and we'd just get drunk. But no,
While you were working there.
no. This is before I got the job. So I got the job.
They're like, wait, aren't you that guy that used to come and get drunk all the time?
No,
You're
they
hired.
didn't, thankfully they didn't remember me or had a new manager or something. No, because I worked at Maccas, and then I think I didn't have another job till I was like in year 9 because I was just like, ugh. And then I just wanted another job.
You were traumatized.
So you'd go there, you'd do feature check, you'd clean the cinemas, make sure the movie was playing correctly, make sure the sound was okay. There was never an issue, I don't think. I think very rarely. I don't remember ever having an issue, and I'll tell you why. Because even adults, if the person came in, like I feel like now at the cinemas, they don't feature check at all. You never see anyone come.
No, actually.
You never ever. I think they've literally stopped it.
Now that I think about it.
And I'll tell you why. Because as soon as you walk in with a torch and you're making sure people's feet are off the seat, people just put their feet down. And now
their feet's down.
put their feet down. And now Hoyts as a company has pretty much across the board been like, let's just get rid of those seats and just give people the option.
Nice seats,
to you know what I mean? To put their feet up
Recline,
because we can't police this.
Can't stop it.
And then one time I remember getting busted for staying in a, because you'd be at point. That's where you took tickets,
Yeah.
They've changed it all now. Now it's all self-service.
Yeah.
You don't see any of these kids in there
People
anymore.
still look at your tickets though.
Yeah, but I feel like
Not really as
they're
much.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe. But anyway, so you were at point, so you'd be ripping. I liked point.
Okay.
Because you had stuff to do. You know what I mean? You were busy.
Yeah, you could rip
You
the
had
tickets.
you ripped the tickets, but then you'd go clean cinemas.
Okay.
It was like a you had a day planned.
Important.
You'd feature check, you'd clean cinema. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like, okay, make this person's Big Mac. It was more involved. So I
Yeah.
liked it more. But then they'd always put me on fucking Candy Bar, and I fucking hated Candy
That's
Bar.
surprising.
I hated it.
Why'd you hate it?
Because you were just sitting there. And I hate in retail where they're like, never just sit there. You can be cleaning. It's like, I'm sorry, there's only so much you can clean.
Yeah.
And then that's it.
Yeah.
And also, fuck you. You know what I mean?
Yes.
You'd just be standing there.
Yeah.
And then you just serve people and it would get busy and then it wouldn't be busy and you'd just be on your feet just standing there.
You
feet
couldn't even
getting
sit
sore.
down.
No.
No.
And they'd be like, no, don't do that. The managers would be all like, nah. And it's
See,
like, you are sitting in an office.
Yeah.
You're sitting down upstairs eating whatever the hell you want. No one watching what you're doing for probably way more money.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck. And why are you even there? What are you doing? Fuck you. What, writing when Becky, you're responding to Becky's message that she can't come into work? Fuck you. Steve would hate me hearing this because he was a manager at Hoyts. I feel like he'd have a lot of, I feel like he would call me right now and be like, excuse me.
I had a lot to do.
But also Steve was like a site manager. Like he had a lot, he would have been dealing with, I don't know.
So that's what I like about Aldi as well, because they let the people serving sit down.
As you should.
I know.
It's crazy.
I don't understand why they have to stand up.
I think in America they don't. I think, yeah. It's a very Australian thing.
Is it?
Well, here's the interesting thing. When I traveled to America, the one thing that I noticed was when I worked at all of these different retail places, and I don't think they do it now, but they really beat into your head like, you got to smile, make the customer feel welcome, suggestive sell, upsell, give them that thing. And don't get me wrong, working in Candy Bar, like that goes out the window after like a month or two. And you're just like, but I was just chill. I was never like, ugh. Like I went through KFC the other day and this guy just goes, yep. I was like, I mean, I get it. You're young, but like that's That's crazy. Like, no, I don't feel like, no, I want a better response, but I'm like, I wouldn't have, my generation wouldn't have got away with that because we had some dickhead manager, Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm going on a rant.
You're doing what the boomers do to us.
Yeah,
In my day,
definitely. That's
we
what this.
wouldn't have
I think
been
that's what
like
this
that.
podcast is ultimately going to become. But anyway, so quick story. So there was one day where I did a feature check of a particular movie. I just kind of left and just went and watched a movie because it was pretty quiet. And I was
Oh, naughty.
I know, it was a bit naughty. And I was just like, yeah, I'm just going to go watch this. And then I got two-wayed and got in trouble. She was like, what are you doing? And then she goes, do you want to come up?
Wait, you got two-way?
Oh, yeah. So the walkie-talkie was called a two-way. And so she was like, and then I called her and she was like, were you just watching the movie? And I was like, yeah. And she goes, right, come upstairs.
Oh.
And then she made me, as like a punishment, paint the entire staff room like lockers. Like just paint it.
Oh my God.
And I wasn't a painter.
Yeah.
And I just did it. And I was really feeling like, what the fuck am I doing? And I was like feeling angry and I was feeling all this stuff. And then the next manager, like another manager, so that was D that made me do that. And then this other manager, Dan, came in and he looked at what I did and I've obviously did a terrible job. And he just was like looking at it and he was just looking around being like, what? And he was like, yeah, we're going to have to get this completely redone. And even at the moment, I felt like, great, I'm in trouble again. But it's also like, why would she ask a 15-year-old kid to paint a room?
Yeah.
Like, that's insane.
Yeah.
Sorry, I feel like this has been more anger than funny.
That's okay.
I didn't realize.
I've had things that I had to get off my chest.
It just bubbled
as
up
well.
and I was just like, maybe I should have talked about this in therapy. Oh, my God. I didn't realize the Hoyts thing was such a sore spot.
Yeah, fair
but
enough.
it's just crazy.
It is crazy.
You know what I mean? It's crazy. They promote people so young, or just I think anyone working in that field, I don't think really has the wherewithal to manage people, especially not kids.
No.
Like
not at all.
no, especially not like young teenagers. No fucking way.
No.
And then you
people still
constantly-
don't have those skills. A lot of managers don't.
Yeah, and you constantly hear like, oh yeah, that manager's a bit creepy with the girls. That happened all the time.
Yeah.
All the time.
Oh, yeah.
Like, yeah. Anyway, so that was Hoyts.
Whoa.
Yeah, we could get into my second, third, fourth job, but I guess, the better thing to do was just my first job, which was, I didn't count Maccas because it was only 3 months.
I would still count Maccas.
You would?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I did. I did definitely count Maccas, but then I was like, Hoyts was definitely the one that was, yeah. Can I ask what was after Target? We don't have to get into it. We can do another episode. My second job. No,
I think that's enough. No, I worked at the Athlete's Foot and it was fucked.
So you stayed in the shoes.
I did.
You went into Athlete's Foot and you go, listen, you can hire one of these other motherfuckers, but I am bringing a wealth of knowledge from the shoe department. Customer
Target.
service, I'm still a bit raw at. We were literally not allowed to talk to people.
No, it was fucked. I hated it. They bullied me.
Yeah, right.
It's not a
they
fun
bullied
story.
You. Oh, that sucks. I'm sorry. Yeah.
There's
I got bullied at my next job as well.
Yeah, what's with that?
I don't know.
And again, there was this older lady, middle-aged lady that thought her job was the most important thing in the world. What is with that?
Hot husband?
Never met the partner if she had one. Don't know.
Right. Okay.
It was a very small team and they were horrible to me.
Yeah. Just awful. Okay, well I think that's a good point there. I think we've done well. That was our first job.
Mm.
And what was your first job? Message us.
Are you talking
at
to
Remember That Podcast?
To our two listeners.
Yes.
Oh, Katie and Simon. We'd also like to hear about your experience with athletics carnivals.
Yeah, we want to know if there's any athletics carnival stories.
Funny stories, silly stories.
Maybe it'll trigger. Did you get into Zone?
Oh, Zone.
Did you get into Zone?
Zone was such a kind of ethereal sort of concept.
I
wasn't
still
it?
don't even understand what it is.
neither.
When I hear it, I picture them like going to like a fucking StarCraft like portal and they go, all right, we're going into zone, and they fucking disappear into this like, you know what I mean? Like Rick and Morty, like going into another dimension. All the runners meet there. There you go. There's our film. You going into zone. Yeah. Follow us at Remember That Podcast. Maddie's still doing a puzzle. You've actually been making headways during this whole recording. You're like,
Yeah, I haven't
and
been
then
listening.
I worked at.
doesn't go there. Okay. Shoe department or something. What are we talking about? All right, you want to sign us off, Maddie?
Okay, good night, kids.
Good night, kids.
Da, 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 da.